Crazy female characters. They've certainly made an impact on anime, as well as some cases in America, such as Harley Quinn. Most of these characters are yanderes, but what is it like when the cute nutcase isn't a yandere? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Kakegurui. The story takes place in Hyako Academy, a madhouse where gambling decides the hierarchy of the students. Best case scenario, you're noticed and get asked to join the student council in recognition of your gambling ability. Worst case scenario, you go into debt and are declared a house pet. Such a title basically means you are no longer a human being unless you pay off said debt. And if your debt is transferred to the student council, they have the authority to arrange the rest of your life, including who you marry. Ryoto Suzui was one such house pet until a mysterious transfer student gave him the money to pay off his debt. And then Suzui ceased to matter for the majority of the series as far as I can tell. So moving on to that transfer student, Yumiko Jabami. She liked gambling. A lot. On an erotic level. Luckily for her, she was able to start off with some Scrooge McDuck funding. She brought 10 million yen to school on her first day for no explained reason, so she was able to play against most of these people without a problem. So what was her goal, one might ponder? She wants to gamble, the series replies. But why? To earn money? Perhaps trying to join that student council I mentioned? Wrong, she's just addicted to gambling for the sake of gambling. Well, there's something to be said about a main character having such neutral motivations in life. How often do we see that? The series itself, however, offers fun in two ways, a bit of psychological and a bit of sexy. The psychological is watching the strategies of these people. Sometimes Yumiko's opponent cheats, and Yumiko points it out to them, and sometimes the trick is used against her opponent. Once or twice I spotted a contradiction, but for the most part it felt a tiny bit like No Game No Life, and how Sora and Shiro would use their opponent's methods of cheating against them. Unlike No Game No Life, Kakegurui does not feel the need to randomly zoom in on things that bounce and things that produce gas nearly as often. The opening and credits tackle this a little, but Kakegurui would rather have blushing and heavy breathing at the female character's excitement over gambling, and oftentimes I didn't know if I was supposed to feel turned on or extremely disturbed, possibly both. Now, the series left a few questions hanging, such as exactly how far in debt you must go to be declared a house pet, as well as the limits of the student council, but the only real complaint I have is some of the faces made by antagonists. The artist showed the antagonist's excitement by making some rather ugly faces. It's really detailed though, and a lot of work clearly went into them, and if the Mario Bros ever try again at a television show, I hope the same artist is used for Wario and Waluigi. But with these being the only faults I could find, I really liked the series. It weirded me out, and it made me think that's what I was promised and that's what I got, but I don't know what kind of audience to recommend this to. Maybe if you wanted No Game No Life without so much color or bath scenes.